We're manufacturing Canada's future together. It has never been more vital that Canada be home to a thriving manufacturing base that is universally acknowledged in importance by industry, the public, and government, with CME leading the way. That's why we believe so strongly in the power of our network across Canada. And the proof is in the numbers. 3,800 manufacturing participants attended CME events last year, including over 1,000 at CME's Embracing Excellence Lean Conference. CME's 30-plus councils, committees, and working groups held hundreds of meetings. Manufacturers across the country are tapping into the network, with membership support surpassing $3.4 million, the highest level in decades. We're on a roll. Together, our voices are strongest.
Nous sommes sur une lancée. Ensemble, nos voix sont plus fortes.
As we reflect on last year, we're proud to have continued our mission to help manufacturers grow as they faced headwinds on multiple fronts.
If we bring a student from another country and train them at one of our community colleges to be a mechanical or electrical tech, and we know they have jobs, the jobs are waiting for them, our sector is short, about 2/3 of all the shortages in our sector are in those areas. If they can stay, we make it easy for them to stay, then Canada benefits.
Et on demande quand même au gouvernement fédéral, à la vice-première ministre Freeland, la semaine prochaine, lors du budget, de mettre en place des mesures fortes à la hauteur de ce que le Canada peut faire pour envoyer un signal très fort aux entreprises canadiennes qu'elles peuvent investir ici, qu'elles doivent investir ici.
People talk about manufacturing or post-manufacturing, but not the case in Ontario. It's about $300 billion a year. It's about 11% of our GDP, and it employs about 780,000 workers across Ontario.
From labor shortages to rising business costs, accelerating technology advancements, and changes to the regulatory environment, including net zero, CME was there to support. Here's how we made a difference to you. In a rapidly evolving world, finding skilled workers is an ongoing challenge. We moved our workforce development strategies forward, increasing immigration, working with women and underrepresented groups to promote careers in manufacturing, and making it easier to adopt new technologies to reduce our reliance on unskilled labor. We put a $13 billion price tag on the economic cost of labor shortages, driving national attention to the problem. CME's training services helped upskill over 2,000 employees, keeping our members at the forefront of lean, productivity, and technological change to do more with the workforce we have.
Au Québec, la Semaine du manufacturier a présenté des carrières à plus de 350 jeunes de toute la province et a généré plus d'une centaine d'articles d'actualité. D'autres activités partout au Canada ont aidé MEC à entrer en contact avec des personnes à différentes étapes de leur carrière et à faire embaucher des travailleurs. Ensemble, nous avons transformé la pénurie de main-d'œuvre en opportunité de croissance et de prospérité à long terme.
Lowering the cost of doing business is critical to ensure that Canadian manufacturers can compete globally. CME has long called for a business tax structure in Canada that supports growth, reduces red tape, and increases investment in economic infrastructure. In nearly every province, CME held stakeholder dinners, connecting industry to the ministers and deputy ministers who shape much of the business environment. After years of advocacy, the Ontario government introduced the Ontario-Made Manufacturing Investment Tax Credit, joining Newfoundland and other jurisdictions in answering CME's calls to action. Our health and safety programs, including flagship Made Safe, returned more than $3 million in rebates to manufacturers in recognition of their efforts to keep workplaces healthier and safer than ever before. We also worked tirelessly to successfully advocate for lower than anticipated electricity rate increases, municipal property tax adjustments, and the protection of industrial lands that will reduce the overall tax and regulatory burden to manufacturers. And we're not done. We will continue to fight for change and keep Canadian businesses in Canada. In an industry where technology is always changing, it's challenging to stay ahead of the curve. CME played a pivotal role in fostering innovation and technology adoption. We facilitated knowledge sharing, provided resources, and secured funding supports for industry. Our manufacturing hubs and networks provided spaces for members to share best practices. From BC's Automation and Robotics Peer Council to the East Coast's Advanced Manufacturing Cluster, tours helped manufacturers see technology in action. In Ontario, our efforts to de-risk investments led to CME providing $8 million to more than 160 manufacturers to help them invest in technology. And Manitoba's long-running Tech Tuesday webinars were especially popular as hundreds tuned in. Together, we turned the ever-changing nature of technology into opportunities for innovation.
La connectivité mondiale et les chaînes d'approvisionnement efficaces sont deux éléments essentiels à la croissance économique. Mais les chaînes d'approvisionnement demeurent toutefois fragiles. Chez MEC, nous nous engageons à promouvoir le commerce international et à renforcer les chaînes d'approvisionnement. Nous avons rencontré le premier ministre Justin Trudeau au port de Montréal pour y échanger sur le commerce, ainsi que la vice-première ministre Chrystia Freeland, afin de souligner les obstacles auxquels les manufacturiers sont confrontés quand vient le temps d'acheminer leurs marchandises vers les marchés.
Made in Canada programs like Ontario Made and Manufactured Right Here successfully showcased the power of Canadian manufacturing and nearshoring. We ensured manufacturers are protected from unfair trade practices by being part of the institutions that safeguard Canadian enterprise from dumping and trade protectionism. Together, we systematically removed obstacles preventing Canadian companies from growing global trade. Protecting the planet and ensuring sustainable business practices are essential in today's world. CME has been at the forefront of the sustainability movement. We promoted environmental responsibility and encouraged social initiatives. For decades, CME and our members have worked with governments to improve effective environmental regulations and supportive programs. Our advocacy work paid dividends as we worked to enhance Budget 2023 to reduce tax rates for zero-emission tech manufacturers and initiate a response to the Inflation Reduction Act. And while policy wins took center stage, CME also took practical support for manufacturers further than ever, with programs and training focused on energy efficiency. Together, we work to transform these challenges into opportunities for a greener, more inclusive, and responsible future. As we wrap up our year in review, we want to express our gratitude to our members, partners, and stakeholders. It is through our collective efforts that we have achieved remarkable progress on these issues. Thank you for joining us on this journey. For more than 150 years, CME has been leading our industry forward. Together, let's continue to create a thriving and sustainable future for Canadian manufacturing.